say we're starting from scratch and we are meeting, if not with you, with an architect wherever we might live, the questions we need to ask and the things we need to know about ourselves so that we can make sure our bathroom design is what we want it to be.
Well, depending on the space, and it was brought up that New York City has some restrictions as far as, space, but what is the function? What are the program do you want in the bathroom? Do you want 2 sinks? Do you want a separate toilet room? I do a lot of bathrooms now that just have a shower. They don't have tubs and showers. I have also clients who want a tub and a shower with really tricked out with rain shower heads and rain ceilings and jets and everything.
Yeah.
All of that stuff.
That.
I mean, there's 5 ways to get wet in a shower that I designed, which I found kind of unbelievable, but it worked and it was very beautiful. So, and then you want to sort of try to feel out materials. Do they like more of a country style or a more sophisticated urban style or more modern style or a hybrid? A lot of times I do things that are mixed. And as in your bathroom, you used an old desk or a table as the vanity. Sometimes you really want to ask them, do you want a feature in the bathroom? In other words, there's one element that you would want that would be the show-off element, whether it be an antique mirror wall or lighting. I have clients that want chandeliers in their bathrooms. I have others that want the lighting to be completely disappearing. So there's a lot of questions you ask about, space planning and then materials, and then you get into lighting. So there's sort of a process there. And then I usually come up with a bunch of samples that I think is in that direction, and then we move from there.
Do you suggest magazine clippings or stuff,
Right. What makes us a really great client? If we're coming to you so that time is of the essence, right? And we want to get to our project.
Magazine clippings are great. I always encourage that of people to bring something to the table and say, I like the look of this. That happens a lot, and it's very helpful for me because, again, there are so many choices, and you don't want to get off track. A lot of people are on a schedule, and if you have a beginning look, I don't like to try to copy something. I really like to tailor it to the person and actually, take my design sense into the bathroom design. So it's a combination of lots of things, but again, as you said earlier, communication is really key.
Now, you're an architect.
Yes.
So you've done this from time to time. You've tackled projects. But even you hire a contractor, but there must be some things we can do ourselves with more success, and some things you would say, please don't do that yourself. This is really for a trained professional.
Well, I do agree with that. I mean, as an architect, I protect my profession. I believe in what we do is bringing something to the table. If you work with a contractor, it's a lot of times their take on things is very sort of, and I don't want to diminish their capability, but they don't have the full verse of materials out there. I know all kinds of new materials that are coming out.
Eco-friendly materials.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Bamboo. You get into broken glass bottle countertops that are made in Brooklyn that are great. There's all kinds of really cool stuff out there. So, I guess if you're going to work with a contractor, just try to push the envelope as far as what they're able to do, but also be very strong in what you believe in and say, I really would like to look at this. And I think you can probably work it out with a contractor that way.
Brian's good at tiling. I'm so not.
I'm in the middle of tiling, and I dislike it, and I
hold nothing back.
It's just it's
like painting a ceiling. I don't mind painting a wall. I kind of like it. I hate painting a ceiling.
Yeah, there's certain things. I did all the trim, and one thing we tried in this bathroom, and tell me if you disagree on this. It's kind of backfiring.
Too late.
We put horizontal wainscoting that I got from it was recycled gray barnwood, and we ran it horizontally. And I didn't want to put any finish on it because it's really a great, sort of patina. But I'm worried that maybe it's going to absorb some of the bathroom odors that I won't be able to get out. And I haven't discovered that yet, but that was one of the concerns. But it looks great. I trimmed out in white. Oh, it's so nice.
I'm really glad you brought that up because I'm a huge fan of doing things like that. I love recycled wood. That's become actually another trend is finding reclaimed wood. I love doing paneling. I love not tiling entire bathrooms. In fact, I very rarely do that anymore. I like a mixture of materials, and wood as an accent is terrific. I'll do a powder room with a wood floor, and sometimes it's a recycled floor. Other times it's just an oak floor, but I love bringing that kind of sensibility into the bathroom.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the trend, right?
Absolutely.
You're so on trend.
Wow. We need to take that into your bathroom.
I want a wood floor in my powder room. I do not like the tile that they put in. It was industrial version of yuck.
I love a wood floor. And
I
the
would
wood
change
floors,
it out.
with the finishes and the engineered
In
floors.
my house, the tile floor makes no sense anyway. I
Yeah.
would much prefer wood floor. But we have answers to your questions, too. It's 866-675-6675. We're talking about bathrooms with David Fratianne, who is an architect and can help you kind of do your space whichever way you want to do it. Carla in Alabama, your first girlfriend. Good morning.
Good morning. I have a house that it was finished to the sheetrock, so we're coming in and finishing it. We have a powder room that's about 5 by 5. It's really small, and we're trying to decide what to do. As you walk straight through the door, you see the window, and to the left is where the sink is plumbed, and right down from it is where the commode is plumbed.
So what's the style of your house?
It is, the design is a European old world design.
Okay.
And we went with a tumbled onyx French pattern floor through the kitchen and the hall and next to this. And actually, that's what's in this bath.
Mm-hmm. And what specifically are you asking about? Fixture locations, or how to finish the rest of the room?
Well, I don't want it to feel as small as it actually is. So we talked about, doing the pedestal sink, and, but of course I love the vessel look. And, when you said that about the commode being off the wall, I was like, geez, I wish I would have known that. We could have done that. But things to make it look stylish, but not so crowded.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of mirrors. I mean, I've done mirrored walls in a powder room. I've done antique mirror, which is a beautiful finish, and even just a wall-mounted mirror that maybe has a frame that would reflect the style of the house. It sounds like you have a window in the bathroom, and to reflect light, and a mirror will pull light toward it. And so maybe that's the answer to make the thing look bigger, is just to put a really nice element that's maybe not even over the sink. It's on the side wall where it can be just reflective and an element that's, as I said earlier, it would be the one piece in the room that might really make it.
And they did it in Versailles, and it worked.
And the pedestal sink, too. It's not much storage, but for her, it's
a powder room.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We actually had a corner pedestal sink that made it was a small sink, but it was a small powder room in another house, and it made the room a lot bigger. And it was the same thing as Carla. It was about 5 by 6 by 5 by 7, and it really made it lighter and looked open.
And you guys don't know from small, but Carla, you got a couple of really great ideas. One, to look for a feature piece. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you don't want mirror to reflect what you don't want to see in the bathroom, but if you use it on the other wall, right. I think that would make a difference. And you can look for the different sinks. They're pretty readily available now. Thank you, honey, for calling in.
Yeah, I mean, now, do you suggest your clients sort of look online too? Do they shop? Do they bring you stuff and say, hey, I found this product, this tile?
I had a client.
It's kind of annoying.
And don't you love that?
No, I bet you, yeah.
Occasionally that will happen. I had a client, they make a fiber board that is like an 4x8 sheet, and it actually is pretty indestructible. And I had a client, let's say 7 or 8 years ago, come with this. It was brand new, and they swore you could put it in a shower, on a floor, on a wall. So he had it sort of looked a little more dressy than, let's say, a Corian. It had a little bit more texture. But we did the entire bathroom in it, and it looked great, but it didn't wear really well. So it wasn't my fault, because I didn't bring this to the table, but he was very, very into the materiality of it, and it was new. And I have to say it was a success, but that was the one time I remember a client really strongly wanting something in his bathroom.
Ideas are welcome, and then it's like an equal exchange, if you will. Oh, I'm so glad you stopped by. Do you have a website where people can look at some of your work?
Sure. It's Fratianne, DFRATIANNEARCH.com, and you can check out my website. You can email me from there and see some of my projects.
Excellent.
Great.
The D for David and the ARCH for architect.
Right.
And we're glad you came in with so many great bathroom ideas today.
Thank you.